I would say for this church in particular, music is one of the key components of worship. We try very hard to sometimes push the envelope and sometimes bring it back to the more traditional. A couple of years ago, and I don't exactly remember when, we had the opportunity to perform John Rutter's Requiem. It's a very difficult piece of music, and it's a piece of music that I did in college. I had the opportunity to sing with the symphonic choir at Michigan State. So my expectations were somewhat less, considering it's a church choir, it's all volunteers. When I did it in college, these are all either professional musicians or would-be professional musicians. Leading up to it, I was getting somewhat depressed. It wasn't going to be the same experience I had in college. It wasn't going to sound as good. And I don't know if it was mentally, I had convinced myself that that's the way this was going to be, but when we performed that, it blew me away, absolutely blew me away. It gave me goosebumps to be able to be a member of this choir and sing with these people and have that experience, because there was so much more. When we performed it in college, it was a piece of music. When we performed it here, it was singing to the glory of God, and it made it so much better. We probably had more mistakes than we did when I sang it in college, but I couldn't tell, and I didn't care. It was a truly awe-inspiring thing to be able to perform that as part of that group. I think music carries with it emotion. Music has the ability to take the words to another level. It's much more simplistic than a sermon, but in a lot of cases it's repetitive, and the words are very powerful, and the words are very easy to remember. And it's just something that when you hear a song on the radio and you like the song, it can be 10 years later, you know what the words to the song are, but in church and in an experience like this, singing to the glory of God, it takes on a whole new meaning. And then you hear it again, and it's not just a song that you know. It's a feeling you had. It's closeness to God. It can be a prayer. Some of the most powerful pieces of music that I've ever performed became a prayer. When you have that experience of singing to God or playing for God, it becomes a prayer. It becomes worshipful, not just to listen to it, but to participate in it. I would say that there's enough musical opportunities in this church that if that's one of the things that really drives you, or even if it's just something you've always wanted to try, there's a place for everyone in this congregation musically. I think everybody can find a niche. Not everybody would agree with me, but my personal opinion is everyone has a voice to share. It's just a question of how you use it. My name is Chris, and I love being able to share my voice at Geneva United Methodist.